The S&P, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq 100. We're back, and we got to talk about a few things. Now, the first thing off the rip, an update, of course, on the debt ceiling. If you follow me on Twitter, I've been trying to keep you up to date. Now, again, I've really been walking this through, talking about this, so maybe was a little misleading. But these all have to pass in order for the debt ceiling to go through, so they're all important. But step number one, we get the vote on even bringing this debate to the floor of the House. And it was not, with around 50 votes less, I'm not going to left, it was not looking good. There was not one Democrat, yes, but you assume they left the whip votes till the end. But yes, so anyways, so you were sitting kind of neck and neck, and then you go on, and you can see you end up passing through. The first step of this is good. Honestly, by the time I release this video, you'll have the vote coming out from the House of Representatives, most likely around 6 p.m. Central, 6:30 at the latest. So it makes sense you'll probably get that vote coming out. I will say, since this one passed, and with that many whip votes, I think it ended up being around 40, 41 from Democrats. I assume, don't attack me, I assume it's going to pass through. Okay, so big thing to discuss there, and that's kind of where we're at. If you're also a little bit confused on the steps in which, it takes to get us there, into Friday, we have the House vote. Once the House passes this through, the Senate will most likely handle it. And then it's going to be signed into law most likely Saturday or Sunday. And then the default date from Yellen was, set for overall Monday, June 5th. It's kind of the status of our economy right now. Now, people are wondering, what happened in 2011? What happened in, the last time we had to raise the ceiling, or we almost defaulted. It was 2011, and then there was a drop in the market, right? I can go and I can show you really quick. If we go to the SPY, let's just get rid of, these indicators real quick. I just want to do this so you have a really good example of what could happen and what probably won't happen. You go back to 2011, and you've probably seen this on, some sort of social media. This is where it happened. This week here, you got the default, the debt ceiling raised, so it was taken care of. But you still dropped, and everyone's like, well, why don't you drop just like before? Why is that's going to happen? Now, I want to tell you right now, the reason you dropped here is because there's something they're not telling you. It's your credit ratings. Unless credit ratings drop, so if they basically lower from AAA to AA or, whatever it may be on the ratings, I don't think you're going to have a direct negative effect on the market from the debt ceiling. Attack me. Do what you want. I don't really care. So yeah, that's that right there. So that's my opinion going into there. Now, looking at the market today, I do also want to say, and I'm giving you a lot before I even tell you anything else, is you are coming right back down into that level 14.3, and you are holding it. You can also see this is that level we talked about in yesterday's video, around 14.29, the highs that we had back from last April, or the highs in which we were were getting rejected at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. This is a daily chart as well. So important to realize where we're at. In my opinion, if we look at the Nasdaq, you're still making higher highs and higher lows on the daily time frame. And this is kind of playing out like we want. Okay. What do we say? Is downside necessarily bad right now? I don't think so. I like the downside here. It's setting up for more opportunity, getting into more trades, setting up for more opportunities across the board. So I couldn't be more happy about this. Okay, that's where we're at. That's what we love. That's what we're doing in this market. But we have a lot more to cover, and that's what I want to talk about. Before we go into that, ask you to do two things. Consider liking and subscribing. I'm not going to tell you why. If you like the channel, do it. If you don't like the channel, go down, hit unsubscribe. It is what it is. Love me, hate me, whatever. Every single day we have videos coming out for you. Also, too, we have a lot of free content. We have the newsletter. We have we have so much free content. But if you want to get around traders like yourself, right? You want to be with us all day, talk the market, talk trades, talk setups, talk the next big play, right? Pick my brain during the market, breaking news, etc. Maybe Discord's for you. I'm not going to tell you to join because you're going to get signals. You're going to make $1 million. I post what I trade. I post what I'm doing, but I post what I trade on YouTube. I post it on Twitter. You know what? You just have more access to me and Jay and more setups as well. But again, I only recommend joining if you want to get better and you want to put in work, right? These rates will be rising tomorrow, the 1st of June. So do what you want yearly and you'll be locked in forever at those rates. Let's get to it. Now, again, this is what we're looking at. So far, if we continue to hold 14.3, I like where we're at. I like the way the market's moving. But a little bit more, something more interesting, something that, you know, is like I'm a little cat and I'm playing at it, right? Like playing, has my attention, is ES. ES, you had some downside today. We had a little slippage, if you will, on the 2 hour. Little slippage. Where are we bouncing at, though? Where are we bouncing? Okay. Riddle me this. Let's go into ES. I'm going to look over here because I already have it saved. I already know it's saved. Okay. Just riddle me this. Okay. We're just looking. If you have anything you want to ask or say, please let me know. Comment down below. I would love to answer your questions as we go on this excursion together, right? We go to the daily. Look at this level. 41 around 76. It's your previous high from here in April 4th. It even goes back further, as you can see as well. It's actually really about right there, but there's a little box where you're holding. And you held this area. It's your swing highs you had back from even this past December. You're holding above it. Buyers showed up. Okay. Again, it's worth mentioning. We look at the volume that's been pressuring us today. And I believe today, sellers had every opportunity to jump, to pounce in the market. A lot of this volume came from buyers and near the end of the day, pushing you back up on the market. Understand that. Okay. Again, if you have questions, comment down below. I would love to answer those. But we look at Nasdaq, and I'm telling you here, you had some key levels, but if we look structurally at this movement of where you were today, and we look at like the 5 minute, so you're holding below these levels, as you can see there for, about an hour. You have no liquidity in this range right here. There's there's very little, right? In my opinion, with any pressure from sellers, any aggressive selling across the board, you push down easily. But there wasn't. Sellers did not attack. They did not pounce. They did not strike, even though they had every opportunity. And even though when we look at the market, the area that's been holding us really up on Nasdaq with tech and pushing us to new highs is semiconductors. So we have our worst day from semiconductors, mind you. Let's look at NVIDIA dropping, AVGO dropping. They have earnings tomorrow, very big earnings. Be on the lookout for that. AMD dropping, not ideal, right? These are the names holding us. What about Microsoft? Dropping. Isn't it surprising that we're able to hold these? This is a lackluster support. I'm going to tell you, it's a support nonetheless, but you are illiquid underneath this. A very easy drop. When you move up like this, you don't create supports, you don't create demand, you don't create supplies. So we need to understand where we're at. And that's a question mark for me of saying, again, I don't want to attack the short side of the market here. I want to focus on the long side. Why? Because you're making your money very quickly and easily to the upside and for that long side. Okay? I'm not looking to swing. I'm looking to get my day trades. I'm looking to get in, get out, take my money and run like the savant that I am. That's what we want to do. Speaking of, if you're looking to get the best trades, the best fills, and you want to have a broker you can trust, Interactive Brokers. This is who I use personally. It's how I do all my journaling. I sync them up to TradeZilla. I love these guys, okay? Excellent fills, excellent exits, commissions very low. If you're using Webull, you're using Robinhood, you are a clown. And you're saying, Tyler, are you sponsored by them? I am. But I do not get money if you subscribe to them. They just want to be on the channel. That's all they want to do. They said, look, Tyler, you put us on the channel, right? If they click the link, we'll give you $1. Okay? That's it. Right? We're not going to, I was like, I don't want to have to force them to push money for you to give me money. That's not what I want to do. That's not what we're doing on this channel, right? It's not what we're about. And on top of that, let's say you trade with $50,000. Whatever free cash you leave in your account is getting a 5%. You're getting that bonus on your money as well. There's say savings accounts. Well, spoiler alert, You can turn your broker account into your savings account if you're not trading. Because like we always say, cash is an excellent position as well. Whew. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, could have been a used car salesman. That was a pitch. That was a pitch, dare I say. So that's what we're looking at here on Nasdaq. That's how we're looking at the market. Okay. Give you my rundown, give you my opinion. I like ES, I like Nasdaq. You look good. The newsletter has all this in detail as well, so check that out as well. Now, let's go through DXY. Okay, DXY, not the best candle here. I think DXY is potentially shaping up for some downside, but you can still see you're sitting in that trend that we mentioned yesterday. We'll see. We'll watch. We'll be vigilant, but that's what we're looking for. But I will say, if you start to get this drop here, I could see the case for a risk on mentality once again in the market. Because we look at DXY and you want to get rejected back down to that 101 area. You go to oil. Oil's getting hammered. The number one hedge against inflation, which was oil last 2022, sorry. You're dropping, you're low. It's looking like your inflation number, CPI, PPI, might come out awesome again. As long as oil drops, CPI, PPI will look good. And I'm telling you, I'm rubbing my hands because you know what that means. We see opportunity. We see the light of the tunnel. We see the money-making opportunity here. Okay? And I'm going to get to it. Okay? I'm going to get to it here. Bonds, yields, still dropping. This is good. This is good news. More downside. The 2-year, the 5-year, 10-year, 30-year, all dropping. Inversion still a little shaky, 94.5%. Or still a little high, but we want to see that continue to drop, cool off. This is what we want to see. Gold, just relaxing here, still at that triple top, not doing much. No, not doing much. So all in all, some of these markets you're looking at, gold, oil, DXY, you would expect them to be up while the market's retracing. But they're not. They're not. Which tells me there is a high potential opportunity. We could see more money dump back into this market. I also want to give you a visual of Bookmap. Again, before I forget, I always forget about these guys. I always forget, so I'm always trying to throw them back in here. On the movement today, I want to highlight some CVD action. CVD, basically the green and red right here, it's basically a depiction of buyers versus sellers' overall order quantity. Okay? Not size, quantity. Not number of buyers, number of orders coming in. Not the size of said orders, right? So you can have like someone ordering a very large position, but 30 other people with very small positions in the CVD could turn red. So it's giving you, that's the scale of what it's doing here. So you can see very up and down sideways day here. But when we zoom into the blue, those icebergs, those hidden orders, people establishing positions, a lot of small little drops in the bucket today. Just drops and drops and drops. You had one little, sell order come in, but for the most part, a lot of small icebergs to the upside until the end of the day. You get into power hour, get a 3,000 lot order, just something light, around over $600 million. But yeah, that's kind of how we're moving. And again, we saw this yesterday. We saw big buyers stepping in. Again, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just saying the opportunity is striking again. We made a lot of money on NVIDIA, made a lot of money on AMD. Made a lot of money. QCOM, I have stock still on that one. But, we made a lot of money on these names. Google, Amazon, Netflix, the list goes on. Opportunity is there. So again, when we come in here and we look at the opportunity, I don't want to frighten you. Again, yesterday, let's do some rundown stocks we like. Yesterday, if you followed along, I posted this on Twitter, so you had it. So it was a free play not only, but I also posted what happened here. So Snow, yesterday, you remember, I posted this on Twitter. Absolutely free during market hours, 30 minutes before market close, free. 158.7, bull flag, earnings hit on CrowdStrike and CRM. Where did Snowflake go today? What happened here? Free money, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome from market open. Even with the dip in the market, Snow went from 158 all the way to highs of 169. Contracts in Discord that we mentioned, right? I ended up closing my position because I got up really nice very quickly, and I like money. I like securing the profits as usual. So I ended up making around $3,900 there. The contracts we got in at, again, posted inside of Discord as usual. As usual, what we do, right? They were around $5 right here. $5.05, $5.15. They ran to over $10, over 100% one day. Again, isn't degen. We had the setup. We gave you the thesis, everything in between. But you know what? Like I said, opportunity. That's what we're looking for. The next big one, the next trade. Let's go over. Okay, number one, still love Amazon, still like what it's doing, love the opportunity here. Look at the 4-hour chart, you still look good, getting a little bit of a bull flag forming out as well as looking at the 90-minute on the 4-hour, you're holding above it. I love Amazon, I love the upside opportunity. You get above 122, you start moving to 130. I love them still. Amazon, big fan. Next up, Tesla. I mentioned these guys yesterday, and you started getting the break today. A lot of hype around Tesla right now. You have Elon in China, and the expectation in China right now is he's going to be releasing and unveiling the new Model 3 for the Tesla. It's hype. I'm not saying go long on that news, but Tesla does structurally look good as well. You look at the 2-hour chart, you had that bull flag riding the 9MA, breaking up again here at the end of the day. You look good. If you're looking for upside, though, you have 206, above 206. I believe you're in business for 212, 214. But if you really look here, you had that downtrend that you were operating in very clearly, operating in the downtrend very clearly, very clearly, right? You broke up. You look strong. Volume dumping in. We like what we see here. I do believe Tesla has breakout potential. We saw it from names like Google and Amazon, right? We saw it already on those. Tesla's lagging. Opportunity is there. Tesla is moving its way up to almost the number one spot on my list right now. The number one. We had Snow. We had some of these other big names. That is there now. We had LRCX, AVGO. That's the one at the list now. Tippity top. Keep it there, okay? Next up, and you're going to hate me for this one. You're going to hate me. You're going to hate me. I think Apple wants it. I really think Apple. In here, in mi corazón, I feel like Apple wants it. If you can hold 176.10, I believe Apple is going to make a push towards all-time highs. You're going to get mad. I know you're going to get mad towards 183, 182. I believe it. I personally believe it. Okay. The one thing I will say is you're looking for a retest of 176, 176.5. Not so good daily candles here, right here, okay? That's one thing I don't like. But as long as you hold above 176, I like the opportunity. You have a nice tight stop here. I'm just saying, if ES does end up getting the breakout, which it's looking like it wants to get with the debt ceiling news, I'm just saying, I like the opportunity. Last but not least, shout out Jay Ream. He said it today in the mentorship when we were going over the webinar. UNH, if you have been here for any time at all, you know I hate therapeutics. I hate the healthcare sector. It's unpredictable. It's scary. It gives me nightmares. UNH, absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the opportunity. You're looking very good. If UNH and healthcare bounce, the S&P will go bananas. But I like UNH up to around 500. But I do believe it could start breaking easily back into this illiquid zone that we have back here at 520. Like them a lot. Sorry, I have to give one more. I have to. Honorable mention, Costco. Last one, promise. Cross my heart. Okay, right? You look good here as well. You're breaking above, you're trying. You hold 510, you have room into 520. But I do think you can start pushing easily with the bounce that you're getting on Dow as well. The Dow, you looked really bad lately. You have, okay? I'm not going to BS you. Tyler's always going to be honest. But you're holding that 200 SMA. You don't look bad. A lot of people, again, some people are like looking at this like a inverted head and shoulders. I'm not going to go that route because you obviously would only run up to like right here. But you could easily, wow. Last night, I'm not going to lie, I kind of teared up. I watched the series finale of Ted Lasso. Emotional roller coaster, dare I say. And Succession. What a week. But you look good. You want to shoot up here as long as you hold the 200 SMA. We look good. I'm excited. Opportunity it's knocking. Are you going to answer the door? See you tomorrow.